Perfect. 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 Perfect.
Guys, what is good and what is going on, Sixer Nation? The play-by-play and reactions for your Philadelphia 76ers are back, ladies and gentlemen. Hosted by your boy, BLSG, here on the channel once again for the preseason before the start of the 2024 to 2025 NBA season for our Philadelphia 76ers, ladies and gentlemen. That is right. We are back, ladies and gents. It was great to be back doing the 76ers play-by-plays. It's been a minute since we've done one of these, but hey, we had the off season. You know, we've been a little slow coming out of the gate with some of these play-by-plays, but we'll hope to get right on track here with the play-by-play and reactions as we do here on the channel. Shout out to everyone that's already coming through, ladies and gents. We already got 2 people up in here. Appreciate everybody that's coming through and tuning in all ready for a preseason game. I love it, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys have not done so, as you guys are coming in here, hit the like button on the stream. Hit the subscribe button if you guys are new to the channel. And everybody be sure to go ahead and share out this stream so we can bring more viewers up into the chat. You guys know how we rock and roll as always here on the channel. So let's get down to business here. You already know where we got to start off, ladies and gents. We already got to start off with the chat, and you already know. My guy, Danaberry Sports Highlights up in here. What's going on, my guy? Appreciate you coming through. One of the regulars up in here. Hit the like button if you're not done so, my guy. Appreciate you coming through the stream. And we also got my guy, JB. That's my guy, Jeffrey Bird. Salutations, my good sir. Appreciate you coming through up in here as well. Hit the like button if you're not done so, my guy. Appreciate you coming through to the stream. Shout out to everyone that's coming up on in here, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate everybody coming through. Do we have any injuries for this game is the burning question, or anyone that's just sitting out whatsoever. Do we have any injuries or anything like that so far to start off this one? And yes, we do. So, ladies and gents, before this game gets underway, if you guys don't know, this game is being telecasted on NBA TV. So that is where the game will be televised here for this one. Let's go ahead and get right into the injuries for both the Philadelphia 76ers and the Atlanta Hawks. Since I did not introduce the teams already, I might be a little rusty out of the gate because we have not done one of these in quite a bit in terms of our Philadelphia 76ers. But hey, we're going to get right back into it, ladies and gentlemen. So just bear with me if I miss a couple things that I do. But trust me, guys, as we go along with the play-by-plays, they're going to get better and better as we speak. We're taking this thing to a whole new level, ladies and gentlemen. Mark my words in terms of these play calls. Mark my words right now. So, for your Philadelphia 76ers, in terms of the injuries, listed as out for the Philadelphia 76ers, center Joel Embiid, listed as out with the knee injury and will not play for the remainder of the 2024 to 2025 NBA preseason at that. So, I actually like the move right there of them saying that Joel Embiid's not going to play the rest of the preseason. Make sure he comes into the regular season healthy and make sure he's ready to go on day one. I love the move. But according to ESPN here, it says Embiid with the knee injury is expected to have limitations during the 2024 to 2025 campaign, including not playing both halves of back-to-backs and wearing sets and wearing a knee brace. Tim Bontemps of ESPN.com reports. That's the other thing I wanted to mention too about Joel Embiid is that with him turning 30 years old and with him wearing a knee brace from the injury he had back in January with his knee, he's going to be wearing a knee brace and does not plan on playing in back-to-back sets. So if you do the math correctly, ladies and gentlemen, the 76ers have, I think, what is, if I'm doing my math correctly, the 76ers have 13 back-to-backs in the regular season. So Joel Embiid is basically out a guaranteed 13 games once the regular season starts. He's basically going to be out 13 games. So he's at most, Embiid is playing 69 games by the time the regular season starts, but it's probably going to be less than that based on this injury with how severe it is, which it doesn't seem to be too severe because Embiid's wearing a brace. He hates it, but you know what? He's got to deal with it, and you know he's getting better with it. So, again, shout out to Embiid for coming out saying what he had to say, not planning on playing to play back-to-backs, as well as having to wear the same knee brace from when he injured his knee in January. Shout out to Embiid for taking responsibility and not making the injury much worse than what it needs to be. Also listed as injured for the 76ers is small forward Caleb Martin, one of the newest acquisitions on the team, by the way, who is listed as day-to-day, as Martin was not listed in the starting lineup on Saturday's matchup against the Celtics. and he is not expected to play due to rest purposes. So basically, they are resting Caleb Martin. No injuries, just resting him because Caleb Martin is going to be key to this rotation, whether if he is starting in the starting lineup or is going to come off the bench. Wherever he's going to be, he is going to be a key player for this team and is going to hope to help this team out as the season goes on. Again, like I said, a good acquisition right there for the 76ers. I just can't see him being the team's starting power forward because he's just too small to play the position. So I think when it comes to that one singular open roster spot that the 76ers have, they have to be attacking power forward. They have to be. They've got to be attacking power forward. That's just my personal opinion on where they need to go with that last roster spot available. That's just where they need to go. And they're using KJ Martin as trade bait for that, so that it's probably going to be KJ Martin and a couple first-round picks to go ahead and make a trade possible for a potential superstar at that can come in and play the starting power forward position, because I'll guarantee you one thing, folks, it's not going to be Caleb Martin. But now over to the injuries for the Atlanta Hawks. So over on the Atlanta Hawks side, in terms of the injuries, guard Seth Lundy listed as out with the sprained ankle. According to ESPN, says Coach Quinn Snyder said on Monday that Seth Lundy is dealing with the sprained ankle, according to Brad Rowland of the Locked On Podcast Network, who was the first one to go ahead and report that. So we will not see probably one of the younger players on this team, I would say, is kind of where we're trending in that direction. Also listed probably as out for the Atlanta Hawks, power forward Onyeka Okongwu is more than likely not play. As Coach Quinn Snyder said, there's a good chance that Okongwu, out with a toe injury, doesn't play in Monday's preseason game against the 76ers. Also reported by Brad Rowland of the Locked On Podcast Network, who also went ahead to report that. And then another guy listed as day-to-day is shooting guard Bogdan Bogdanovic, but similarly to Onyeka Okongwu, Bogdan Bogdanovic is pretty much resting in this one. So Bogdan Bogdanovic is resting in this one. He did get ruled out in Tuesday's matchup last week against the Pacers. So probably expect Bogdan Bogdanovic to not play in this game as well, since he is going to be one of those key role players for the Atlanta Hawks down the road. And again, that was also reported by Brad Rowland of the Locked On Podcast Network, who was the first one to go ahead and report these injuries for all three of these players. But yeah, those are the injuries here for the Philadelphia 76ers and the Atlanta Hawks, ladies and gentlemen. Give me 1 second, guys. I will actually be right back. All right, guys, I am back. I did forget to go ahead and actually grab my water. When you're doing broadcasts that go for 2.5, 3 hours long in terms of how long you're recording, or even a little bit more, you need water to keep your voice going for a good chunk of time. So you definitely want to have water with you always. That's just me knowing how I've done past play-by-play and reactions. That's just me knowing that, ladies and gentlemen. Not going to lie to you. So yeah, definitely for any people that want to become future or just anyone that wants to get into sports broadcasting, definitely have water with you at all times, because definitely keeps your voice going and you're not going to lose anything as you're calling the game down the road, especially if you're doing radio broadcasting, because then when you do radio broadcasting, you definitely have to have water on you at all times. MC, what's going on? Appreciate you for coming through as well. It says, let's have a great season 6. Absolutely, MC. I think it's going to be one for the history books on this one, my personal opinion. Once they got the acquisition of acquiring Paul George in that massive deal, Once they went ahead and got Paul George, I was like, oh my gosh, this could be the year. Like, this could be the year that I see the 76ers appear in the NBA Finals. Because in my lifetime, I have never seen the 76ers make it past the second round or even make the NBA Finals. I have not seen either one of those things happen. But MC, appreciate you for coming through, tuning in. Hit the like button if you're not done so. MC, appreciate you for coming through the stream. Then we got my guy, SC Sports Talk. What's going on, my guy? My loyal Warriors fan up in here. Appreciate you for coming through, sir. Hit the like button if you're not done so, my guy. Appreciate you for coming through the stream. Starting lives coming here for both teams right now. For the Philadelphia 76ers is Tyrese Maxey, Eric Gordon, Paul George, Kelly Oubre Jr., and Andre Drummond. For the Atlanta Hawks is Trae Young, Dyson Daniels. Looks like DeAndre Hunter, Jalen Johnson. And then I did not see who the starting center was. Are they going with Okongwu? I did not see who the team's starting center was. Sorry about that, ladies and gents. We might be off to a little bit of a slower start, but is it Clint Capella? Or who is it for the center? Yeah, it's Clint Capella. Okay. So tip-off is underway. The Atlanta Hawks win the tip, and here we go from the State Farm Arena. And the Atlanta Hawks keep the play alive into Clint Capella, and they get it up to and get it to go for two. Again, guys, we're going to be a little bit rusty because we have not done these in quite a little bit of time here. So Tyrese Maxey with the ball, gets it over to Paul George, finds Oubre, gets it over to Drummond. Drummond with the handoff to Oubre. Oubre at the wing, launching a three with the high-arcing triple, can't get it to go. Rebounding here by Trae Young, who will find his man Jalen Johnson, who will back in, working against Eric Gordon. Johnson going to pull up on this one for two, can't get it to go. Rebounded by Drummond. Here come the Sixers, finds Maxey. Finds George. George going to work. On the outside, going to find Maxey. Going to get it over to Drummond at the top. Drummond looking. Guarded by Capella, and Drummond is going to be fouled. Drummond's going to be fouled here on this play. With 11:02 remaining here in the first. And Tyrese Maxey set to inbound. Inbounds to Drummond. Back over to Maxey. Maxey with the bounce pass over to Paul George, who's going to go to work, lay it up, can't get it to go. They're going to be rebounded by Drummond, who flips out to Gordon, out to Oubre at the top of the key for three. Can't get it to go. George can't put it back either, and it's rebounded by Capella. In the hands of Jalen Johnson to Trae Young. Trae Young going to go to work, lays it up, cannot get it to go, but a foul is called against the Sixers. That's going to be a foul called against Kelly Oubre. First foul on the Hawks was called against DeAndre Hunter. Here we go. Trae Young set to inbound, though. Inbounds to Capella. Capella going to have a look. Capella spinning, looking, kicks it out. Here comes Jalen Johnson out to Hunter in the corner. Hunter looking, pump faking. George with that great defense, and it's a turnover on the Hawks. Great defense right there from Paul George. One of the acquisitions for the 76ers acquired in the offseason makes a massive play as Drummond tries to drive to the basket, cannot get it to go. Picked up by the Hawks as Hunter down the other end for three, cannot get it to go. Rebounded by the Sixers. Here comes Maxey. Maxey with the ball, looking, dribbles. Maxey driving. Maxey the floater for two, can't get it to go. Rebounded by the Hawks. Picked up by number 5. That's going to be Dyson Daniels, who does get the start here for the Hawks in the team's starting 5. Jalen Johnson set to inbound. Inbounds the ball to Trae Young, who will bring it down the floor. Young going to go to his left. Young going to drive. Going to try to oop it up to Capella, and Drummond denies it all. The ball might have gone out of bounds, but Drummond says, no, sir, you're not getting that alley-oop. No matter how old I am, I'm going to step up in a big way and play some defense. And Andre Drummond shows it just like so. Got to love it. As the Hawks go in the corner for three and get it to go, that's going to be Trae Young. Trae Young with the three ball here for the Atlanta Hawks. Here comes Kelly Oubre, bring it down the floor, going to find George. George going to have a look against Hunter. George going to work the paint, gets it to Oubre. Oubre keeping the play alive and loses the ball. Picked up by the Hawks. Dyson Daniels going to get over to Jalen Johnson, who hits it off the backboard and puts it in for two. So rough start for the 76ers defensively, down 7-0. Maxey with the ball, gonna have a look, gonna have Drummond. Drummond for three. I thought he had it for a second, but he missed it. Rebound here by the Hawks. I actually thought he was gonna make it because he's been working on that jump shot. Trae Young looking, gonna have a look for two from the midi. Cannot get to go. Rebounded by Drummond. Bounces off the iron, misses it. Drummond with the rebound gets over to George. George going to the right. George for three. You bet. Paul George with the first points of the game for the 76ers. The former LA Clipper acquirement. We can no longer say PG-13, ladies and gentlemen. It's now PG-8 for the 76ers. As Trae Young with the ball, lays it up, cannot get to go with the finger roll, rebounded by the Sixers. Picked up by Eric Gordon. Eric Gordon trying to drive, but will be fouled on the other end by Dyson Daniels. At least I'm pretty sure that was a foul on Dyson Daniels. I'm pretty sure. And I was correct in saying that. So foul called on Dyson Daniels, and the 76ers to inbound. Maxey with the inbound to Andre Drummond. Drummond going to find his man. It's going to be Paul George. Paul George back to Drummond. Going to go to work in the paint. Can't get it to go. Denied by the Hawks. Here comes Jalen Johnson to Trae Young, who oops it up to DeAndre Hunter and puts it in for two. DeAndre Hunter with the flush down the other end here for the Hawks. Here we go. Here's Tyrese Maxey bringing it down the floor. Maxey losing the ball. Getting it back, though. Kicks out to Oubre in the corner. Pump faking against Hunter. Kicking out to Maxey at the left wing. Maxey dancing against Dyson Daniels. Maxey a deep three. Bounces out of the rim. Misses it. And will be rebounded by the Hawks. Jalen Johnson with it. Tries to put it up and in. Tries to oop it up for two. Cannot do so. And I think there might have been a foul on the play. But no, they're going to actually give it to the 76ers. They're going to say it was a Hawks turnover. As Maxey the ball here gets over to Eric Gordon, who's going to find Paul George. George at the left side, and it's stolen away by Jalen Johnson, and forget about it. Jalen Johnson with the elevation sensation down the other end. Here comes George. George going to work the paint. Going to kick it out to Maxey. Maxey back out to George, who loses the ball again. It'll be picked up by DeAndre Hunter. I'm not sure they're going to give the foul. What they're going to say here. They're going to give it to the Hawks. So another 76ers turnover. Clint Capella tries to play it up and in for two and cannot do so. Here come the Sixers. Maxey to Oubre. Oubre trying to work under the basket. Fails to do so. Out to Maxey for three. Makes it, but that's going to be a turnover. I think it's going to be on Kelly Oubre. The ball must have went out of bounds. And Nick Nurse, you best believe he wants a timeout after that. Sloppy start for the 76ers here in the preseason. They cannot get anything going so far. It's actually going to be a timeout called by Quinn Snyder. It's not going to be a timeout called by Nick Nurse, which I'm actually shocked about after the slow start for the 76ers here in the preseason. I'm shocked it's not a Nick Nurse timeout. It's a timeout called by Quinn Snyder. But a slow start for the 76ers here in this third to final preseason game. They will hope to get things going here as the game goes along. But it is the Atlanta Hawks 11 and the 76ers 3. And again, guys, as we do with the scoreboard, we're going to be changing it after every commercial break or every quarter. Probably every commercial break just to keep you guys posted. And kind of stay somewhat consistent with the score. You know what I mean? Just trying to stay somewhat consistent here. And guys, for anyone that's still up here in the chat, we are bringing back the trivia questions that we kind of started a little bit last year, somewhere in the second half of the season, I do believe. But we are going to go ahead and bring back the trivia questions because I think you guys really did like those a lot. But we're bringing back the trivia questions, ladies and gentlemen. So the trivia question for tonight: who did the Philadelphia 76? Let me try that again. Who did the Philadelphia 76ers defeat in the 2001 Eastern Conference Finals? So let me know your answer to the trivia question down below into the chat. I want to see who the real fans are up in here. Who did the Philadelphia 76ers defeat in the 2001 Eastern Conference Finals? Keep in mind that the 2001 Eastern Conference Finals was the last time the 76ers made it past the second round. So keep that in mind. We're flashing back to over 20 years ago, ladies and gentlemen. Keep in mind, it was before the 90s. So let me know your answer down below in the chat. I want to see who the real fans are up in here and how much they know about the 76ers. Try not to look it up, but if you need to look it up, go ahead. I want to see who the real fans are in here, though. I don't know why they're showing a camera angle of the net. Like, I don't know what they're doing right now. Seriously. Here we go. Just over 7 minutes remaining here in this first quarter. The Atlanta Hawks with the basketball. I think they made a couple lineup changes too. As they have made a couple lineup changes. None for the 76ers. They keep the same starting five out on the floor. Bogdan Bogdanovic enters the game to replace Jalen Johnson. And I'm probably going to mess this up, but Kobe Buffkin, I think, enters the game to replace Trae Young. Kobe Buffkin, I think is how it's pronounced. Here we go. DeAndre Hunter, though, set to inbound the ball. I think. Maybe. I don't even know. Shot clock is dark. That's just great. Oh, what a great start. What a great start. Oh, great start to this game. The whole clock is dark. Oh, this is just great. This is lovely. Look at Quinn Snyder. Look at this guy. Oh, we're already starting. We're already starting with the clock going dark. Seriously, we're already just getting started. Come on, we're not even in the regular season yet, and you're telling me the clock is not even working? Are you serious? Just hurry up and bring out the spare one. We're going to be here all night anyways. Let's go. Oh, man, we're going to be here all night, aren't we? Yep. Look at that. We already got the mechanic over here. Oh, my goodness. Seriously. This is just great. Great start. So, the one clock is apparently broken. No way we're already starting. This is a preseason game, man. We get stuck with a broken shot clock. Guys, if I had to tell you something right now, there's 3 things that can't be stopped in life: death, taxes, and broken shot clocks whenever the 76ers are playing. This is crazy. Like, seriously? Why every game do we have to have, like, a broken shot clock? Are you kidding me right now? Let's see if they can get it working. They gotta wait. They gotta wait, don't they? Yeah. And it's right by the Hawks bench, too. That's even better. That's just better. That's just even better, man. On the Hawks side of the court, too. There's 7 minutes remaining here in the first quarter, and the shot clock is already broken. Come on, we're only 5 minutes into this game, and the shot clock is already broken. What are we doing here, man? Oh my. Oh, this is just great. Great start to a preseason game, ladies and gentlemen. Tisk tisk, man. Get the shot clock working. Let's go. Please. You got the one working over top the basket. Get the other one working. Come on. Man, at this pace, we're going to be up till like 11 o'clock, man. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Like, it's almost 8 o'clock here on the East Coast already. This is insane. 7 minutes remaining in the first quarter already. We have a shot clock going dark. Are you kidding me right now? Okay, they might have got it working. Unless they had a backup, they must have got it working now. So the game is officially resumed here as Bogdanovich with the ball. Finds his man. Number 4 is going to shoot it for 3. Cannot get to go. Rebounded here by Andre Drummond. That would be... Hang on. That would be Kobe Buffkin. As Drummond with the ball here for the 76ers. Working against Capella. Going to kick it out to Maxey, who nearly had it stolen. Kicking out to Eric Gordon. Old man Eric Gordon for 3 and gets it to go. Eric Gordon coming to the 76ers and launching himself a triple, finding a bucket early on. Here we go. Here comes DeAndre Hunter bringing the ball down the floor. Going to kick it out to Dyson Daniels for 3. Cannot get to go. Rebounded by Drummond. And here come the Sixers. Maxey with the ball, bringing it down the floor. Working against Dyson Daniels, I do believe. Kicking it out to Paul George. Back to Maxey, launching a triple. Can't get to go. Rebounding here by Clint Capella. As Bogdanovich with the ball finds Dyson Daniels for 3. Cannot get to go. Rebounding here by Paul George. And Paul George will now bring it down the other end. As Maxey's going to lay it up and in for 2. Tyrese Maxey getting himself to the cup. Here we go. There's Clint Capella with the ball off the pass. And number 4 here for... That's going to be Kobe Buffkin with the out-of-bounds loose ball turnover. And the 76ers here will now only be down by 1 thanks to a Paul George 1-foot dunk. Here we go. DeAndre Hunter going to get over to Dyson Daniels. Going to find his man. It's going to be Clint Capella who puts it up and in for 2. Tough shot right there from Clint Capella working in the paint. But here we go. Here comes Paul George bringing the ball down the floor. George going to work. Going to come around the screen. George going to kick it out to Maxey. Maxey going to work with that. Working on an Eric Gordon screen. Maxey, the dribbles. Comes inside. Maxey, the shot for 2. Gets it to go. Tough shot for Tyrese. Needed that. They needed that big time. That's what I'm talking about. Bogdanovich with the ball working against the Capella screen. Bogdanovich oops it up to Capella, and it is good for the Atlanta Hawks center. Tough shot right there from Clint Capella for the dunk. And Eric Gordon with the layup tries to get it to go, but it's going to be an offensive foul. It's going to be a charge on Eric Gordon. And Eric Gordon not happy about the call. Buffkin with the ball, gets it over to Dyson Daniels, who flushes it for two. Here comes Maxey, bringing it down the other end. Maxey going to lay it up for two, gets it home. Tough shot for Tyrese. Here come the Hawks now. Jalen Johnson going to find, or rather that's going to be Buffkin finding his man Jalen Johnson. Or rather Dyson Daniels back over to Buffkin for three, cannot get it home, rebounded by the Sixers. Here comes George. George going to work towards the paint, puts it up and puts it in for two. From 13 feet away, Paul George gets it to go. Hawks going to so far let it play out. Here comes Buffkin, going to kick it out in the corner to Bogdanovich. Bogdanovich going to find Buffkin. Trying to get it over to Larry Nance Jr., who was the intended target, but he could not find the ball. And it'll be a timeout called here by Quinn Snyder. And the 76ers, just like that, ladies and gents, bada bing, bada boom, have made it now a 1-point game with 3:25 remaining here in the first quarter. The timeout called by Quinn Snyder. So yeah, guys, like I said, we are changing the scoreboard once every commercial break comes on. We used to do it after every quarter, but now we're going to do it with every commercial break. That's how we're going to do it from here on out. Patrick127, what's going on, my guy? Appreciate you for coming through, tuning in. Hit the like button if you're not done so. Bit Patrick, appreciate you for coming through the stream. Bleacher, what's going on, my guy? Appreciate you for coming through. Said, relating to that trivia question, said, wow, I didn't even know my wife at the time. It's kind of crazy to say the least, but hey, that's just the 76ers and the last time they made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. But Bleacher, appreciate you for coming through, my guy. Hit the like button if you're not done so. Bleacher, appreciate you for coming through the stream. Shout out to the regulars for coming back in here. All right, guys, game action is about to come back on here. We do have a couple lineup changes from what I saw on the play-by-play on the ESPN scoreboard. We actually have quite a few, actually, now that I start to think about it. As for the Atlanta Hawks, Jalen Johnson will enter the game for Kobe Buffkin. Zachary Rasacher will enter the game to replace Dyson Daniels. Trae Young will enter the game to replace DeAndre Hunter. And that's it for the Atlanta Hawks. For the 76ers, Guerschon Yabusele will enter the game to replace Andre Drummond at center. Kyle Lowry will enter the game to replace Paul George. And Caleb Martin will enter the game to replace Eric Gordon. So here we go. We are back with the coverage. And Rasacher is going to start with the ball. Going to get over to Bogdanovich, shooting a two. Cannot get to go from the mid-range. Rebounded here by the 76ers. Picked up by Yabusele. Gets it over to Lowry. Finding Maxey. A triple for Maxey is short. Rebounded here by, looks like Jalen Johnson. or rather, that's going to be Rasacher as they bring it down the other end. Rasacher for 3. I do believe that is Rasacher. Cannot get to go. Rasacher back with it again. Puts it up, lays it up, and lays it in for 2. Zachary Rasacher. I know I'm probably going to butcher up his name. Again, my apologies, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm not the greatest with pronouncing some of these NBA-related names. As Lowry with the ball gets over to Maxey. Maxey dribbling, finds Yabusele. Back to Maxey. Maxey working from the top, finds Oubre. Out at the left wing for 3. Got it to go. Kelly Oubre Jr. with the 3-point shot from the wing. And this game is tied at 19 points apiece. Trae Young with the ball, going to find Bogdanovic out in the corner. That's Rasacher for 3. Cannot get to go from the left corner. Rebounded by Larry Nance Jr. Going to kick it out. That's Trae Young launching one. Cannot get to go. Rebounded here by Yabusele. Now into the hands of Caleb Martin, another 76ers acquisition. Caleb Martin going to kick it out to Yabusele. Going to find Kyle Lowry. Lowry going to have a bit of a look. Tries to get it over to Maxey in the corner, but that is rejected by Jalen Johnson. Jalen Johnson being number 1 on the Atlanta Hawks, guarding Tyrese Maxey. Here we go. Lowry inbounds to Yabusele, back over to Lowry. Lowry around the screen. Lowry working on the inside. Lowry puts it up for 2, cannot get to go. Rebounded by Rasacher. Now in the hands of Trae Young, finding Bogdanovic over to Larry Nance Jr., who puts it in for 2. How about Larry Nance Jr. coming back and making a play for himself? Here we go. There's Tyrese Maxey with the ball. Maxey going to look. Have a deep 3 in hand. Cannot get to go. Rebounded by Rasacher. Down to the hands of Trae Young. Trae Young going to find his man. It's going to be Jalen Johnson getting double teamed. Going to kick it out to Rasacher. Launching a triple. Cannot get it home. Rebounded by the Hawks in the hands of Trae Young. Trae Young with the behind the back pass to Bogdanovic for 3. Can't get to go. Rebounded by Tyrese. Here come the Sixers. Maxey working. Finds Oubre. Oubre the 3 from the corner. Can't get to go. Rebounded here by Larry Nance Jr. Into the hands of Trae Young. Trae Young trying to find his man. That's a bad pass and taken away from Maxey. To Caleb Martin with the flush down the other end. Caleb Martin with the 2-handed slam. And this game is tied at 21 with 40 seconds left in the first. Trae Young with the ball here for the Atlanta Hawks at the logo. Trae Young looking. Trae Young dancing. Going to find his man. It's going to be Rasacher. Cannot get to go. Rebounding here by Oubre, who's going to get it over to Caleb Martin. Martin going to have a look here. Going to kick it out to Lowry. Lowry finds his man Tyrese Maxey. Maxey waiting for that opportunity as Yabusele sets up a screen. Maxey spins. Maxey loses the ball, and shot clock is dark. Down the other end they go. The alley-oop did not work out the first time, but Trae Young is able to find his man Rasacher and gets it to go. Oubre down the other end, puts it up, puts it in off the glass, puts it in for 2. And at the end of the first quarter, ladies and gentlemen, this game is tied at 23 points apiece off of a Kelly Oubre 1-foot dunk to finish off the first quarter. And an entertaining first quarter and preseason game we got for you guys here on this Monday evening. After 8 o'clock on the East Coast, the 76ers and the Atlanta Hawks are tied at 23 points apiece, heading on over to the next 12 minutes of the second quarter. There you go, guys. There is your score at the end of the first quarter. Like I said earlier, ladies and gents, we're a little bit rusty on the calls, but we're going to get better as the games go on. Again, it's kind of rough when you don't, or rather when you're not like calling these games consecutively, and when the NBA does not go on for the whole season. So I mean, it is kind of tough. Trust me. My guy Ryan Rowe, what's going on, my guy? Appreciate you coming through. Another one of the regulars up here in the chat. Appreciate you coming through, my guy Ryan Rowe. Hit the like button if you have not done so, my guy. Appreciate you coming through the stream. Shout out to Ryan Rowe, who's another one of the regulars on the channel coming back in here. Appreciate him for stopping by. I will say, though, when it comes to this game so far, with what I'm seeing, we're going to eventually see our first little taste of KJ Martin here in the second quarter for this game. That's all I can see for right now, as the other guys will get their opportunities later on in this game. But yeah, Paul George off to a great start with 7 points. Tyrese Maxey with 6 points. Could be a little bit better, though, with the shooting. I mean, he's shooting 3 of 8 from the field and then 0 for 4 from 3. I mean, it could be a little bit better. Same with Kelly Oubre, who's 2 of 6 right now from the field and 1 of 4 from 3. Eric Gordon's doing all right, just one shot attempt, but that's fine with him being up there in age. And then Andre Drummond 0 for 2 from the field and 0 of 1 from three-point range. Again, he hasn't quite developed that shot yet good enough to where it is caliber as one of the best centers in the NBA. But when it comes to rebounding, Drummond's got 6 in the first quarter, and he's been known to be one of the best rebounding centers in the NBA as the second quarter is officially underway. And the 76ers will have possession of the basketball as the ball did go out of bounds off of Atlanta. As Yabusele with the ball going to find his man Paul George. George going to drive on the inside, going to kick it out to Martin. Martin going to look, going to spin, going to dart it out to Yabusele in the corner for 3, and it's good for Guerschon Yabusele. Played phenomenal for France in the Olympics and now is a member of the Philadelphia 76ers. Trae Young with the ball, going to lob it up. Over towards Jalen Johnson, going to find Trae Young. Trae Young at the top of the key, now going to find his man Versace. Versace are going to lose the ball. The grit from the 76ers, and the game is frozen. For the moment it was, but it is back on, picked up by Yabusele in the hands of KJ Martin, who puts it up, puts it in, puts the foul. The hoop and the harm here for KJ Martin, working in the paint, gets the bucket, and will get one more. KJ Martin will get a free throw here for potential three-point play, and he does make it. KJ Martin also did hire somebody for the sake of his shooting, so we'll look to go ahead and be a guy that can raise his trade value because the 76ers are going to eventually start using him in a trade. As Larry Nance Jr. is called for an offensive foul, and this, ladies and gentlemen, is going to go the other way, and the 76ers are going to have possession of the basketball here. So now a minute into the second quarter. Here's Caleb Martin with the ball, going to work against Bogdanovich. Martin going to drive. Martin going to work in the paint. Can't get to go originally. Gets his own rebound. Finds Lowry. Lowry going to work the inside. Lowry out to Martin. Martin, the pass to KJ Martin. That was Caleb Martin to KJ Martin. And the layup is good for 2. And that is all thanks to Kyle Lowry. As Bogdanovich looks to respond with a 3, cannot do so. Rebound here by Paul George. George going to bring it down the other end here. George working against Bogdanovich. George, the crossovers. George looking, puts it in. Over towards Caleb Martin, trying to get it to go, and that's going to be a turnover. Bad pass from Caleb Martin, resulting in a Versace steal. Here comes Trae Young. Gets over to Bogdanovich for 3, and Bogdanovich gets it to go from the corner and finds himself a triple. Here come the Sixers. Lowry with the ball, going to find Caleb Martin for 3. And you better believe Caleb Martin's going to put that in. Reason why they brought him here. To be that guy that could be that scrappy player off the bench. More than likely. Or just a good role player for this team, even if he has to play the starting lineup. Jalen Johnson launching a triple. It is good for Jalen Johnson. Here we go. There's Kyle Lowry with the ball. Bring it down the other end. Going to kick it out to George. George going to drive. George looking and will be fouled by Jalen Johnson. So it was a shooting foul here on Jalen Johnson. But they're saying a technical foul. And they're saying this is going to be on Trae Young. So Paul George gets a technical free throw. He missed that, unfortunately, but then he gets two more because of the foul by Jalen Johnson. So Paul George set to shoot two more free throws here from the charity stripe. First one is up and good for PG8. I'm so used to saying PG13 when thinking about Paul George, but it's now PG8 because he's wearing number 8 on the jersey. He could not get number 13 thanks to Wilt Chamberlain retiring that jersey. And the best 76ers to ever wear number 13 all time is going to be Wilt Chamberlain. Thank you very much. Here we go. Here come the Hawks down the other end. Trae Young makes the triple, but will be called for an offensive foul, and he is like, you've got to be kidding me. The whole bench is shocked right now, as this is another turnover on Trae Young's part, as he pushes Caleb Martin out of the way. No wonder why he had so much space to shoot the basketball, and he's like, nah, 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 nah. You see him with the thumbs down. You see him thinking, oh, that's not a foul on me. I don't know what you're talking about. I literally just tapped him. But the officials seem to disagree. And another timeout called here by Quinn Snyder. Is that a potential challenge coming here for Atlanta? They haven't said it was a challenge yet. But we shall see if this is a challenge or not. I don't think it's going to be a challenge. I think it's just going to be a timeout call by Quinn Snyder. My guy, Eagles, what's going on, my guy? Another one of the regulars that are up here in the chat. Shout out to you, my guy. Says, what's up, B? I'll give you a like. Appreciate you for coming through and giving and hitting the like button, my good sir. Thank you, sir, for doing business. Go Sixers, you already know, man. Absolutely. And Eagles, my guy, I'm sure that Eagles game had you all stressed out on the edge of your seat yesterday. Because if that game did not have you on the edge of your seat, I don't know what did anymore, okay? I really don't. Honest to God. But guys, for the new people that are coming up in here, we are bringing the trivia questions back. And here's the trivia question of the day while we are on commercial break. But who did the Philadelphia 76ers defeat the last time they made the Eastern Conference Finals back in 2001? I don't want you guys to look this up. I want to see who the real 76ers fans are up in the chat. But who did the Philadelphia 76ers defeat in the 2001 Eastern Conference Finals? I will give you guys a hint. The team name and the city that they are in is still currently in the NBA right now. So, like, the entire team name as a whole, like the first name and the last name, the city name and the team name, they are both still existing. The Knicks thinks he's a terrible coach. He has no idea what he's doing. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you. Don't get me started with Nick Sirianni. Do not even get me started. Like, what are you doing jawing at the fans? The fans have every right to boo you and say, fire Nick. Like, you are out here getting involved in Kellen Moore's offense, and you're even calling plays for the defense. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're getting involved in the coordinator's respectable positions. You're getting involved with their sides of the ball. Be that guy that just shows the energy. Don't be the guy that gets involved on either the offensive side of the ball or the defensive side of the ball. And the fact you get involved with the coach, with the defensive side of things, oh heck no. The fact you get involved as the defensive coordinator, heck no. That's disrespectful right there. But Eagles, my guy, absolutely agree with you. But guys, definitely be sure to answer the trivia question down below. Feel free to screenshot it. But we're going to go ahead and get right back into preseason coverage here. Again, we are a little bit rusty, so just bear with us here. So unsuccessful challenge here from Quinn Snyder. I'm not even sure what they were trying to challenge. They're probably trying to challenge that push-off. But the officials do agree with the call in saying that it was a push-off. So an unsuccessful challenge here from the Atlanta Hawks here. So the 76ers will regain possession of the basketball. As with 8:58 left to go here, the Atlanta Hawks will have the inbound. With Bogdanovich with the ball inbounding it to Trae Young. Trae Young looking, kicking it out. Over towards the Dubuque. This is Jalen Johnson backing in, finding his way into the paint. Dips it down to Rasacher and gets rejected by Kyle Lowry, who said, "Welcome to the NBA, son. Welcome to the NBA, rookie. But send that ball packing out of your hands. Have some ball security." And keep in mind, folks, this is Kyle Lowry, who's almost 40 years old, okay? And he's out here smacking the ball out of the hands of the rookie. As Trae Young going to find his man Bogdan Bogdanovich for three, and Bogdanovich will drop himself a triple from the corner. Here we go. There's Paul George with the ball, bringing it down the other end. George looking. George dancing. And hand it off to Caleb Martin, who's going to work the paint. And it's going to be a turnover here against Paul George. So PGA cannot find a way to help this team out on the offensive side of the ball with that turnover right there. Here we go, as Jalen Johnson with the ball here for the Atlanta Hawks, I should say, has that ball stripped away and picked up by KJ Martin. Out to Caleb Martin, over to Lowry for three, and it is airballed. Now Andre Drummond will enter the game here to replace Paul George. And that's the only lineup change we have for you guys at this very moment in time, with 8:09 left to go here in the first half. So Paul George and Kelly Oubre will actually both sit the bench. Or rather, Kelly Oubre is going to enter the game, I should say. So they're going to put Yabusele and Andre Drummond both on the floor at the same exact time. Larry Nance Jr. with the ball in the corner. Gets it back out to Rasacher. Rasacher out to Larry Nance Jr. for two. Cannot get to go on the floater. Rebounding here by the Sixers. Kyle Lowry with the ball. Going to find Caleb Martin. Going to drive. Martin going to work. Going to kick it out to Drummond. Out to Lowry. In the corner for three. And Kyle Lowry, the veteran, gets it to go for a triple in the corner. Here we go. Buffkin with the ball. Buffkin gets it over to Larry Nance Jr. Back to Buffkin for two. Cannot get to go. Rebounded by Larry Nance Jr. Going to kick it out to Rasacher. Over to Buffkin. Going to find Jalen Johnson. Jalen Johnson going to spin. Guarded by Caleb Martin. Puts it up for two. Swirls the iron. Misses it. Rebounded by George. Or rather, make that Lowry. Here come the Sixers, who finds Yabusele, who gets it to the cup and puts it in. Guerschon Yabusele. Welcome back to the NBA. As the three for Larry Nance Jr. is good to respond off that Guerschon Yabusele bucket right there for two. Here we go. Here come the Sixers, and Kyle Lowry is going to lose the ball out of bounds. Great defense there by number 5 being Dyson Daniels. And Clint Capella and DeAndre Hunter will re-enter the game here to replace Larry Nance Jr. as well as Jalen Johnson. But Dyson Daniels set to inbound the basketball here. Jalen Johnson will take a seat on the bench. Dyson Daniels gets it over to Kobe Buffkin. Buffkin going to go to his right. Buffkin going to try to get it over to Clint Capella, and that is denied. Here comes Martin. Going to find Maxey. Maxey going to go to work around the screen. Going to find Caleb Martin. Martin going to work against Buffkin. Martin going to find Kelly Oubre. Dancing. Oubre working towards the paint. Puts it up for two. Cannot get it to go. And with 6:19 left, they're going to call this foul on Zachary Rasacher. Again, I know I'm probably butchering up his name, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. But the 76ers will keep possession of the basketball here. Eric Gordon will also enter the game here to replace Caleb Martin. So one of the Martins goes out as Drummond with the ball puts it up for two, cannot get it to go. But the foul will be called here against Clint Capella. This will send Andre Drummond to the line to shoot 2 free throws from the charity stripe. First free throw for Andre Drummond is no good. Off the back of the iron. Great to have Andre Drummond back in Philly. The best backup center Joel Embiid has ever had in his entire career, by the way, just so you guys know. Second one at the line for Andre Drummond is good. Again, Andre Drummond has been working on that jump shot, ladies and gentlemen. He's been working on that jump shot, and he has developed it nicely. He just has to get used to it against NBA competition. As Kobe Buffkin making the driving layup down the other end here for the Atlanta Hawks. Here we go. Drummond with the rebound here. Inbounds it to Kelly Oubre. We're going to go to work and find Drummond. Drummond going to work at the top of the key. Going to hand it off to Maxey. Maxey going to drive. Oops it up to Drummond, and Drummond throws it down with one hand. Oh, my. Andre Drummond with the elevation sensation and jackhammers it with one hand. DeAndre Hunter with the ball going to find Clint Capella. Going to kick it out. Over to Dyson Daniels. Going to find Clint Capella. Tries to put it up for two. Cannot get to go. Rebounding here by the Sixers. Here comes Maxey. Maxey with the ball. Maxey launches a deep three. And nothing but nylon here for Tyrese Maxey. Maxey with the whole new look. And he is locked in, baby. That's what I'm talking about. 76ers slightly less than 50% from three-point range. And then down the other end, we have a defensive 3-second violation call against Andre Drummond, which will be an automatic technical foul here against Drummond. One more, and Drummond's out of the game. Now we're going to have to see the 76ers third-string center because, again, Joel Embiid is out for the remainder of the preseason. So far, the 76ers are 3 of 6 from the free throw line. The Atlanta Hawks just getting to their first one, and that's Kobe Buffkin attempting the technical free throw, and he gets it to go. And the Atlanta Hawks will have possession once again here. So off the inbound, DeAndre Hunter trying to get it over to Dyson Daniels, who loses it out of bounds, but that's going to be off of Kelly Oubre. And I think Kelly Oubre is going to be called for the foul, but it's going to be once again another inbound pass here for the Hawks. Dyson Daniels inbounds to DeAndre Hunter. Hunter trying to find somebody. And with 4:46 left, that's actually going to be a foul called against Kelly Oubre. So the first time around, it must have just went out of bounds. No foul whatsoever. Here we go. Inbound passes in. From Trae Young over to Clint Capella. Going to find his man. That's going to be Versace, I do believe, who gets it over to Trae Young. Trae Young going to go to work. Trae Young dancing. Looking. Launches a deuce. Cannot get to go. Rebounding here by Drummond. Here come the Sixers down the other end. As Maxey with the ball here for the 76ers. Looking and dancing. Maxey looking. Dribbles. Fires a shot. Cannot get it to go. Goes off the top of the backboard. Martin kicks it out to Eric Gordon, launching a triple. Cannot get it to go. Martin with another rebound over to Oubre. Oubre the shot for two from the paint. Gets it to go. And we got a whole circus on the other end of the court. With all the tricks happening in this preseason game. Zachary Versace puts it up and throws it down for two. He will flush it with two hands, actually. It was actually a layup off a assist from Dyson Daniels. Maxey with the ball here for the Sixers. And have a little bit of a look. Maxey dribbling. Maxey to the right. And an illegal screen called, it looks like that's going to be on KJ Martin. That's not good for KJ Martin, especially when they're looking to bring up his trade value for when the 76ers eventually will use him in a trade. Not good right there that you're seeing him turn the ball over, especially when they're wanting to bring up his trade value. Here we go. Inbound passes in from Versace to Trae Young, and he will bring it down the floor. Trae Young looking and spinning. Finds Clint Capella, back over to Trae Young. Going to find Capella out to Versace for three. Gets it to go from the corner. Zachary Versace getting it to go for three. And just like that, ladies and gents, it's a 5-point ball game. And a timeout called by Nick Nurse to talk things over with this team. And there's a 25-20 scoring run in the second quarter for your Philadelphia 76ers. But with 3:15 to go, Nick Nurse wants a timeout as the Atlanta Hawks are just catching right back up. It is the Philadelphia 76ers 48 and the Atlanta Hawks 43 with just over 3 minutes remaining here in the first half. Let me go back to this. Eagles says the Bucks. And Eagles, my guy, you are correct. That is the answer to our trivia question, sir. Appreciate you for answering with the correct answer. It was, in fact, the Milwaukee Bucks that the 76ers defeated in the 2001 Eastern Conference Finals. Just shout out to my guy Eagles for getting our trivia question right. As my guy Jeff says, I can't wait for basketball season. Same here, man. Absolutely. I cannot wait for the regular season to start. Gives me a distraction from football. Hey, man, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And guys, also with, I think, a couple preseason games left to go, if I'm not mistaken. How many preseason games do we have left? Hold up. So the 76ers have 2 preseason games left after this one. They have a game on Wednesday against the Brooklyn Nets, and then a game on Friday against the Orlando Magic. So, guys, for sure we will not be doing the game against the Brooklyn Nets, but we may or may not be doing the game or against the Orlando Magic. I have something going on right before the game, so hopefully I can make it back in time. But don't be surprised if I do not stream that game and we just kind of have like a little post-game recap. I don't know what we're going to do for that game. I'll kind of have to just see how timing is with everything. So we're just going to kind of play it by ear, see where we're at, and hopefully we are in a solid position to do that game against the Orlando Magic for the final game of the NBA preseason for the 76ers. And then in terms of how the regular season is going to go, ladies and gentlemen, we are not going to be doing opening night against the Milwaukee Bucks. I unfortunately have to work that night. But our first regular season games that we will be streaming here on the channel is going to be October 25th, 7 p.m. Eastern time against the Toronto Raptors. So that will be the first game that we stream here on the channel. So we will not be streaming the 76ers opening night game against the Milwaukee Bucks, as the game is back on here between the 76ers and the Hawks. And it gets started with an Eric Gordon floater and in for the score. So yeah, guys, we will be starting the 76ers live play-by-play and reactions for the regular season by the second regular season game for the Philadelphia 76ers. And the Atlanta Hawks take it right down the other end, as that's going to be Trae Young making that tough shot right there. Here come the Sixers as Oubre trying to take the ball down the other end. Tries to put it up for 2, and he will be fouled. That's going to be a foul called against DeAndre Hunter. And Kelly Oubre will get 2 free throws here from the charity stripe. Just over 2.5 minutes remaining here in the first half. Kelly Oubre Jr. last season putting up 15.4 points per game, 5 rebounds, and shooting the ball 44% from the field. And we'll look to increase some of those numbers going into this season, as he is surrounded by a very good core. He's going to be one of the key pieces for this team. And for sure, he's going to be in this team's starting five, probably as their starting shooting guard, if I had to guess. If not a shooting guard, then power forward, and then they'll probably put Caleb Martin in that opposite spot, as the second one at the line is good for Kelly Oubre Jr. to make it a 7-point game. Less than 2.5 minutes remain. As Trae Young losing the ball, picked up by Caleb Martin. And Martin with the steal. Going to try to find his man Kelly Oubre, but it's kicked off of Trae Young. And Trae Young will kick it out of bounds. Too many turnovers for the 76ers, though, in the first half with 10. But same thing with the Atlanta Hawks, also with 10 turnovers. Oubre inbounds it to Maxey. Maxey going to work it back to the outside. Going to find Kelly Oubre. Going to find Andre Drummond. Over to Caleb Martin. Martin going to drive. Going to lay it up for 2. Cannot get it to go, but they're going to say a charge was called on Caleb Martin. So this is actually going to be a turnover by the 76ers, and that's already going to be their 11th of the half. And you can clearly see that Clint Capella was all day long ready for that to come. He saw it coming. And just like that, the Atlanta Hawks will get the ball right back here. Jalen Johnson with the ball will get over to Trae Young, and that's stolen away by the Sixers. Here we go. Maxey with the ball, going to find Caleb Martin out to Oubre in the corner for 3. Misses off the back of the rim, and it will be picked up by the Hawks. There's Trae Young with the ball. Going to get over to, it looks like DeAndre Hunter, who has that ball stripped away and picked up by Caleb Martin, who darts it down to Maxey. Maxey loses the ball, but it's going to be a blocking foul on Trae Young with 1:38 remaining. And since it is inside 2 minutes, the 76ers and Tyrese Maxey will head to the charity stripe to shoot 2 free throws. So the Atlanta Hawks are out of fouls to give here in the first half. So any personal foul will just turn into free throws here for the Philadelphia 76ers on the Atlanta Hawks part. First one at the line is good for Tyrese Maxey. Second one at the line for Tyrese Maxey is true. And Tyrese Maxey going 2 of 2 from the charity stripe to put the 76ers up by 9 with 1:36 remaining in the first half. Now Trae Young with the ball, going to bring it down the floor. Guarded by Caleb Martin. Now guarded by Maxey, who switches. As Trae Young nearly got double teamed thanks to Kelly Oubre. With 1:27 remaining, it is going to be Tyrese Maxey called for the foul. We go Jalen Johnson with the inbound. Inbounds to Trae Young. Trae Young spinning. Taking it out to Jalen Johnson for a triple. Cannot get it to go. Rebounded by Drummond. And here come the Sixers. Passes it over to Eric Gordon, who gets over to Maxey. Maxey going to work against Bogdanovich, who finds Drummond with the bounce pass. Back to Maxey. Run the pick and roll. Cannot get it to go. Rebounding here by Capella, who gets over to Trae Young. Trae Young trying to find Jalen Johnson. And this will be a turnover against Atlanta. So the 76ers will get the ball back here with 1:03 left. And that will be the Hawks' 12th turnover of the game. The 76ers with 11. Tyrese Maxey with the ball. Gets it over to Andre Drummond. Going to find Kelly Oubre. Oubre trying to work against Jalen Johnson. But Andre Drummond with another offensive foul. Looks like another illegal screen on Andre Drummond. So the Atlanta Hawks, just like that, as we go back and forth, they're going to get the ball right back. And KJ Martin will check back into the game here to replace Kelly Oubre. So that will probably be the end of Kelly Oubre for the first half. No lineup changes for the Hawks in the last 50 seconds. But here we go. Trae Young with the ball, going to find his man. It's going to be Bogdanovich going to drive. We're going to work the paint, going to put it up for two, cannot get to go. Trying to get his own rebound. And I think the 76ers are trying to see who it went off on, as the officials are going to have to get together for another challenge. I think. Maybe. Take a look at the replay here. Bogdanovich with the ball. It did get swatted away by Caleb Martin. I think it actually went off of Bogdanovich. This should be 76ers ball. I think it's a turnover by Atlanta. Either way, regardless of how many turnovers the Hawks have, the 76ers need to clean up these turnovers. I get it's just a preseason game, but you're playing against a good chunk of the starters right now, and this is going to be NBA caliber competition. So at the end of the day, you got to clean up the turnovers. Like, it is a must if you're going to be coached under Nick Nurse, who is one of the best coaches in the NBA right now. But yeah, the main thing that I'm like taking away from the 76ers right now is that they're already building chemistry together fairly quickly. Like, I love that. They're building chemistry, you know. Like, at the end of the day, the 76ers are just meshing very well together. They're definitely helping each other out. Everyone's got their part. They all have their ways to contribute to the team. That's why I like the 76ers team to be one of the best teams in the East this year. And honestly, man, unless if this 76ers team finds a way to play either like the Knicks or the Celtics and lose the series to them, this team has no excuse to not make it to the Eastern Conference Finals this year. This team has zero excuse. So the call is going to be overturned. The 76ers are going to retain their timeout, so it is a successful challenge by Nick Nurse. And looks like it is going to be 76ers basketball. And I knew it was going to be a turnover. I clearly saw it go off of Bogdanovich's hand. Or just off of Bogdanovich in general. And Quinn Snyder is still barking at the ref. Like, what are you barking at the ref for? You look at the replay, it's clearly off of Bogdanovich. Like, what are you looking at? Tyrese Maxey going to launch a quick three from the top of the key. Can't get to go. Martin tried to oop it back, but gets denied by the rim. Here come the Hawks. Trae Young launches a triple and finds a way to do it all. Trae Young with a wacky circus shot and somehow manages to put this one in. Here comes Maxey with the ball. Working against Bogdanovich. Dancing. Looking. Maxey. Standing at the logo. Cannot seem to escape. Gets around the screen. Gets Eric Gordon for the screen. Maxey, the two-point shot, can't get to go. Rebound here by Jalen Johnson. Jalen Johnson going to send it down, trying to get it to his man in the corner, but they'll go out of bounds off of Caleb Martin. Pretty sure he was trying to find Bogdanovich on the play, but Jalen Johnson will be set to inbound. And he'll be guarded by Maxey. Jalen Johnson inbounds to Bogdanovich, trying to launch it or just dump it off to somebody. And the Atlanta Hawks will run out of time here in the first half. And that is how the first half, ladies and gents, will come to a close. As the Philadelphia 76ers at the end of the first half will lead the Atlanta Hawks in this one with a score of 54-48. As ladies and gents, on that note, we have approached halftime. There you go, ladies and gents. There is your halftime score from this one. Forgot to change the position we are in from second quarter to halftime. Forgot to change the scoreboard. There we go. That's better. So yeah, ladies and gents, it is halftime. So since it is halftime, ladies and gents, we're going to go ahead over the first half stats here. Then we're going to go ahead and take the halftime break like we always do here on the channel. Starting it over on the Philadelphia 76ers side, Tyrese Maxey leading the way here for the Philadelphia 76ers in this one with 11 points, 2 rebounds, and 5 assists. Kelly Oubre Jr. going to follow it up with 9 points, a rebound, and a steal in this one so far in the first half. Paul George following it up with 8 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist as well as a steal. Eric Gordon with 5 points and 2 rebounds in this one. Guerschon Yabusele with 5 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist off the bench. Caleb Martin with 5 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists as well as a block off the bench. Kyle Lowry with 5 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists as well as a steal and a block each off the bench. KJ Martin, I should say, with 3 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist off the bench as well as a block. And then rounding it out here for the Philadelphia 76ers side is Andre Drummond, who has 3 points, 9 rebounds, and an assist as well as 2 steals and 2 blocks to end off the first half stats for your Philadelphia 76ers. Now over to the Atlanta Hawks side as Zachary Versace off the bench leads the way here for the Atlanta Hawks in this one with 9 points, 5 rebounds, and a steal. Then it's Trae Young who follows that up with a first half performance of 8 points, 2 rebounds, 6 assists, as well as a steal. Then Jalen Johnson also following it up with 7 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 steals. Clint Capella with 6 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists, as well as a block. Bogdan Bogdanovic with 6 points and 2 assists. Larry Nance Jr. with 5 points, 5 rebounds, and an assist as well. Kobe Buffkin off the bench with 3 points and 2 assists. DeAndre Hunter with 2 points, a rebound, and a steal. And then rounding it off here for the Atlanta Hawks side is Dyson Daniels, who ends up the first half with 2 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, as well as a block to end off the first half stats here for the Atlanta Hawks. Now over to the team stats now as the Philadelphia 76ers are shooting the ball 46.5% from the field to the Atlanta Hawks 41.7%. Both teams are shooting the ball 35% from the field at 7 for 20. Believe it or not, they have taken the same amount of shot attempts, have made the same amount of three-point shots, and have the same three-point percentage. So that is actually kind of crazy to say the least. The Atlanta Hawks are 1 of 1 from the free throw line at 100%, while the 76ers are shooting the ball 70% from the free throw line, shooting 7 of 10 from the charity stripe. The Philadelphia 76ers are out-rebounding the Atlanta Hawks so far in the first half, 25-22, and same on the offensive side of the ball, 5-4. The Atlanta Hawks are out-assisting the Philadelphia 76ers 16-14. Steals go in favor of the Philadelphia 76ers in the first half, 6-5. 76ers also have the edge in blocks of the Atlanta Hawks, 5-2. Turnovers is tied in terms of the turnover battle with 12 turnovers apiece amongst both teams. Points in the paint is in favor of the Atlanta Hawks right now, 26-24 over the 76ers. And a total of 20 fouls called in that first half with 10 fouls called on each team. Each team also having 1 technical foul called so far in the first half. And ladies and gents, on that note, that is how the first half stats come to an end here in this one for our first preseason play-by-play and reaction of the year. Again, ladies and gents, we are a little bit rusty. My apologies for that. But we're eventually going to get right back into it, right where we left off. And these play-by-play and reactions, ladies and gentlemen, trust me, they're going to get better than ever as the games go on. But ladies and gents, on that note, we're going to go ahead and take the halftime break here like we always do. For those of you who have been living under a rock and do not know how the halftime breaks work, It's pretty self-explanatory, very simple. Go get a snack, go get a drink, go to the bathroom, do whatever you guys need to do in order to get ready for the second half of this game between the Philadelphia 76ers and the Atlanta Hawks preseason edition. And ladies and gents, on that note, I will see y'all back here for the second half. All right, guys, I am back, ready to go here for the second half. As the second half, ladies and gentlemen, has already gotten underway, and the score right now is 56-50. Only missed a minute into the second half, which we welcome you guys back for, between the Philadelphia 76ers and the Atlanta Hawks, where the Philadelphia 76ers lead the Atlanta Hawks right now with the score of 56-50, as the second half has already indeed gotten underway. So apologize for a little bit of the delay getting back on here, ladies and gentlemen, but we are back here now. Here we go. Looks like Zachary Versace are going to go ahead and shoot 2 free throws here. First one at the line is no good. At least I do believe that is the one shooting the free throws. I do believe it is Versace. Second one at the line is good. I do believe it was Versace, though, shooting the free throws, if I'm not mistaken. Here come the 76ers down the other end. Here comes Maxey. Bring it down the floor. Going to lay it up for 2. Cannot get to go. Rebound here by Capella. Now to the hands of Trae Young, who gets it over to Dyson Daniels, launching a triple, can't get it home. Rebounded here by Caleb Martin, who bring it down the floor. Martin looking, kicking it out to Eric Gordon. Going to drive, going to get over to Oubre, who puts it up for 2, cannot get it to go. And Kelly Oubre is out here doing push-ups, and he will head over to the charity stripe to shoot 2 free throws here. Kind of weird to see Caleb Martin starting the second half over Paul George. I think that might be because they might just be resting Paul George, so they wanted to just get a little bit of action with him. But hey, I like what I see out of Paul George. I have really high expectations for him this season. Whether if he is the team's second or third option alongside Joel Embiid, I will gladly take it. Like, that's fine. Let's just sit Paul George the rest of the game. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. As Trae Young with the ball will dart it down to Dyson Daniels in the corner for 3. Rims around and swirls the iron, misses it. Rebounded by the Sixers. Here comes Oubre. We're going to have a look and find Andre Drummond. Drummond going to hand it off to Maxey. A trouble from the top of the key. Cannot get to go. Drummond with the bat out. Over to Oubre. Going to get it back to Maxey. A triple. This time it is good for Tyrese Maxey. So Maxey finally gets what he's looking for. He was looking for that triple all night. That's only his second three-pointer. It was Trae Young with the ball. Going to get it over to Jalen Johnson. Going to find his man Clint Capella, and it's blocked by Drummond. But it goes right back in the hands of Bogdan Bogdanovic. Or rather, that's going to be Versace, I should say. And he'll get it to go here for 2. Zachary Versace putting it up and in for the bucket. With about 9.5 minutes left, the 76ers lead the Hawks by 7. Here comes Drummond bringing the ball down the floor. Drummond looking, spinning, going to hand it off to Tyrese Maxey. Maxey going to find Eric Gordon, launching in a triple, and it's good for the veteran himself, Eric Gordon. Putting everything together here, and Eric Gordon has looked pretty good for as old as he has been as a veteran. And the alley-oop is good down the other end for the Hawks from Trae Young to Dyson Daniels. So 9 minutes remain here in the third quarter. Maxey with the ball going to go to his right at the State Farm Arena. Maxey going to find his man. It's going to be Caleb Martin going to put it up for 2. Can't get to go. Rebounding here by Capella. And here come the Atlanta Hawks. Capella's going to find his man. It's going to be Trae Young. Trae Young going to his left. Young hits it off of, I think it was Drummond, so it's going to be a kickball on Drummond's part. But the Atlanta Hawks will keep the basketball. Or rather, it's going to be against Tyrese Maxey. I thought it was against Drummond. I guess not. I guess I was wrong. Trae Young inbounds to Capella. Back over to Trae Young it goes. Trae Young standing at logo land right now. Guarded by Caleb Martin. Trae Young still looking. Spinning. Trae Young launching a deep 3. Barely at the rim, and Andre Drummond's going to easily pick up the rebound. Here comes Kelly Oubre with the ball down the floor, guarded by Dyson Daniels, going to flip it out to Drummond. Drummond going to go to work and hand it off to Maxey. Maxey going to find Drummond. Drummond going to dart down to Oubre in the corner for three. Cannot get it to go. Rebounding here by the Hawks. Caleb Martin will be called for the foul, but regardless, it's going to be Atlanta Hawks basketball. Here we go. Trae Young bringing the ball down the other end. And that's going to be a double dribble on Trae Young, and we're going to go the other way. Another turnover by the Hawks. Here we go. The 76ers will bring it down the other end. Here's Caleb Martin with the ball. Going to find Eric Gordon launching a triple. It comes up just a little bit short. This will be a loose ball foul called against Jalen Johnson, actually. So the 76ers will get the ball right back. Instead of it being a typical rebound by Atlanta, it's going to be 76ers ball off a loose ball foul on Jalen Johnson. Maxey set to inbound. Inbounds the ball to Drummond. Going to get it back over to Maxey. Maxey around a Drummond screen. Maxey looking, spinning. Tries to get to Caleb Martin, and that is denied by the Hawks defense. Here come the Hawks, and Caleb Martin comes through and denies Jalen Johnson. Was that Jalen Johnson? No, that was Rasat Chair. Rasat Chair sits down and said, "Welcome to the NBA, buddy." But it is going to be a foul called against Caleb Martin, unfortunately. I thought he had a clean block right there, dude. Oh, I thought this man had a clean block, yo. I was about to lose my mind. Oh my gosh. I thought this guy had a clean block off of the rookie. Oh man. That would have been so nice, bro. Everyone's trying to give this man a warm welcome to the NBA. First one on the line is good for Zachary Rasatcher. Second one at the line is also good for the rookie. Here we go. The 76ers set to bring the ball down the floor. Oubre with the ball gets it over to Andre Drummond. Drummond going to get it over to Caleb Martin, who's going to spin. Going to kick it out to Maxey. Maxey going to work on the inside. Maxey kicks it out. Here comes Martin. Martin dribbling with it. Working the inside. Going to work the paint. Martin says, "Get off me." Puts it up and puts it in. Tough shot from Caleb Martin. Oh, man. Trae Young launching a triple. Gets denied by the rim. Rebounding here by the Hawks as Capella puts it back in play. Over to Rasatcher. Rasatcher finds his man Trae Young. Trae Young guarded by Drummond. Trae Young in no man's land. And it's going to stay with Atlanta as Trae Young just chucks it off of Drummond's knee. And a timeout call by Quinn Snyder. Let's go. I don't care if it's preseason. I'm still rooting for my team no matter what. That's what I'm talking about. Just like that, ladies and gents, it is an 8-point game with less than 7 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Yeah, guys. Also, players that I think like statistically that are stepping up in this game so far, or just showing that like dog mentality right now. Obviously, Tyrese Maxey not having the best day, but he does still have 14 points though. I mean, he's just making it count when it matters. So I mean, Tyrese Maxey's just doing what he can out here. Might be a little bit of an off night shooting, but who cares, man? He's still got 14 points right now. We're gonna need to see better shooting from Tyrese Maxey when it gets to the regular season, and eventually him, Paul George, and Joel Embiid will all build that chemistry together in the regular season, and they'll hopefully get it going together. But yeah, Tyrese Maxey's been the team's leading scorer. Needs to see a little bit better from him shooting wise. But outside of that, I've loved what Tyrese Maxey has pretty much done tonight so far. Kelly Oubre, he has definitely also been another guy that's stepped up big time. Like, he is another guy that's just going to be a role player, a scrappy role player for this team. And will probably be either this team's starting shooting guard or power forward. Particularly, I want him to start at power forward, I think, because I think he does have the edge over Caleb Martin. Because Caleb Martin is relatively kind of like a guard, sort of, with his size. But they do say he's going to be played as the team's starting power forward, which, again, I don't know how I feel about that. They're going to make a trade, mark my words, using KJ Martin and a couple first round picks. So the question then becomes, who are they going to trade for? I think it's going to be at the power forward position. I guarantee you it's going to be. But I mean, Paul George came in. He did what he had to do. Andre Drummond, though, with 10 rebounds. It feels great to have Andre Drummond back on this team. It feels amazing, actually. Great is an understatement when you have Andre Drummond, who's one of the best centers in the NBA, one of the best backup centers at that. As the shot is up and in, as we get back to business here, and Dyson Daniels putting up a triple, and he puts it home. Here we go. There's Tyrese Maxey with the ball, going to get over to Eric Gordon. Eric Gordon going to go to work, going to spin. Eric Gordon going to put it up for two, can't get to go. Drummond puts it back though. That's big time right there from Andre Drummond. Here's Trae Young, though, bring it down the other end, launching a three from the top of the key. Can't get to go. Rebounding here by Capella, and he puts it back for two off the assist from Trae Young. Here we go. Maxey with the ball, kicking out to Oubre for three. Swirls the iron, misses it. Rebounded by the Hawks. Clint Capella with the rebound, gets over to Trae Young, trying to find Jalen Johnson, and he cannot handle it. And the 76ers will take over with the basketball. And they just go. Kyle Lowry with the ball, going to find Andre Drummond. A lot of turnovers in this game amongst both teams. As Lowry with the ball, going to drive, going to spin, kick it out to Drummond. Drummond going to launch a triple. Can't get to go. Rebounded here by Jalen Johnson. And it'll go into the hands of Trae Young as he'll run the offense here. Young looking for options, going to kick it out to Jalen Johnson. Johnson standing at the logo. Johnson with a bounce pass, and that's intercepted by Tyrese Maxey with the steal. Gets over to Oubre. The reverse layup is good for Kelly Oubre. Again, Kelly Oubre has been one of those guys that have just been able to step up for this team and have just been known to be one of those great role players. So I love the fact that we do have Kelly Oubre out here and on this team. As the alley-oop is good on the connection from Jalen Johnson to Clint Capella down the other end. And just like that, ladies and gents, in this one, it is a 5-point ball game. See if the 76ers can re-increase the lead here. As Kyle Lowry with the ball, going to find his man. It's going to be Andre Drummond going to get over to Maxey. Maxey going to drive and gets denied out here by Dyson Daniels. Says, get that weak stuff out of here. But the 76ers will re-inbound the basketball. You can see Tyrese Maxey kind of getting a little bit of a grab right there from Dyson Daniels, but not really. But Dyson Daniels, though, with a nice block, I will say. Here we go. Kyle Lowry set to inbound with the bounce pass into Tyrese Maxey. Maxey looking for options. Dribbles with the crossover. Puts it up for two. Can't get it to go. Rebounding here by the Hawks. Picked up by Dyson Daniels. Here we go down the other end. Daniels trying to get to the cup. Denied by Yabusele, who was there. Picked up by the Hawks again as that was Larry Nance Jr. out to Bogdanovich for three. Cannot get to go. Rebounded by KJ Martin. Over to Kyle Lowry. Lowry bringing it down the floor. Gonna oop it up to KJ Martin, and it is good. KJ Martin again trying to build up that trade value for when the 76ers make a move with them. As down the other end, looks like there is another foul call, and Tyrese Maxey is going to sit. And the rookie out of Duke himself, Jared McCain, will enter the game here for the 76ers. That very well could be the end for Tyrese Maxey here tonight. Number 27, which I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, that's Veit Krejci. Whoa. Who just came into the game for Atlanta? Yeah, Veit Krejci. That's what I thought. Jared McCain with the ball, going to find Yabusele for three. Yabusele cannot get it to go. Rebounding here by the Hawks. Here we go. Buffkin with the ball, going to get over to Veit Krejci. Krejci going to get over to number 10 for three. Cannot get it to go. Bro, where are we at here? Hold up. That was Kobe Buffkin actually attempting the shot here for three. And Kelly Oubre with the ball, going to get over to Yabusele. Going to find his man Kyle Lowry. Lowry with the ball, going to get over to Kelly Oubre. Oubre launching a triple. Cannot get to go. Rebounding here by Buffkin. Buffkin going to put it up for two. Can't get to go. Rebounded by the Hawks by Veit Krejci, who will play into the hands of Larry Nance Jr. Going to get over to Bogdanovic. Bogdanovic spinning. Going to kick it out to Versace. Going to find Bogdanovic shooting the shot. Cannot get to go. Rebounded here by Yabusele. Now in the hands of Kyle Lowry. Who will kick it out to the corner. Over towards KJ Martin. Back to Lowry. Over to KJ Martin. Out to Yabusele. Out to McCain. Launching a triple. Shortens the shot. Rebounding here by the Hawks. Now be Larry Nance Jr. picking up the rebound. In the hands of Versace. Going to have a look. Kobe Buffkin with the ball, and they blow the whistle. And a timeout called by the Sixers. The Sixers call a timeout here with 2:38 remaining here in the third quarter as they lead the Atlanta Hawks in this one 71-64. But yeah, guys, give me your thoughts down below in the chat. How are you feeling about the 76ers so far going into the regular season based on what you've seen in the preseason? Give me your thoughts down below in the chat. I'm honestly very excited for this season, man. I really am. Can the regular season just get here already? Like it gets underway in about a week from for the 76ers sake. I mean, when does the season get underway for the hold up. Let me go down. Season will get underway a week from Wednesday. Okay. So a week from Wednesday, on the 23rd, is when the season will get underway here for the 76ers. So more so towards like the end of October. Hernandez Jr. here shooting free throws, and he misses the first one. Again, the foul was called on Kelly Oubre. So it looks like in this quarter alone, the 76ers are out of fouls to give. Because it wasn't a foul in shooting motion, Larry Nance Jr. misses both free throws. Little interesting here, little sketchy. Here we go. 76ers with the ball here as Yabusele gets over to KJ Martin. Going to find Kyle Lowry launching a triple and gets blocked. Here come the Hawks, bring it down the other end. Buffkin with the ball, going to kick it out to Bogdanovic. Bogdanovic working the inside. Tries to get it over to Vit Krejci, but picked up by Buffkin. Buffkin going to get it out there to Bogdanovic, who loses the ball, but it's going to stay with Atlanta. With nearly 2 minutes remaining here in the third quarter and 4.2 seconds remain on the shot clock. Email passes in from Bogdanovic. The ball will stay in play thanks to a deflection off of KJ Martin. And the 76ers will have possession of the basketball here as McCain set to work. McCain going to lay it up for two, and the rookie from Duke puts it in. The rookie first-round pick himself, Jared McCain, puts it in for two. Shout out Jared McCain, man. Hopefully going to make an impact on this team. As Kyle Lowry oops it up to KJ Martin. And how about this from KJ Martin? How about this? I like it, KJ. I like it. It'll really bring up that trade value, baby. Come on. It looks like Jalen Johnson with a shot for two could not get it to go. Hawks get their own rebound. Another rebound here from Jalen Johnson. And kick it out to V. Krejci. Out to Buffkin for three. Cannot get it to go. Rebounding here by Yabusele. Now to the hands of Jared McCain again. The rookie out of Duke. Over to Yabusele. Going to find Kyle Lowry. Over to Yabusele again. Yabusele guarded by Larry Nance Jr. Gets over to Lowry. Trying to get it back to Yabusele. And that's taken away by V. Krejci. Krejci going to get over to Buffkin. And that's denied by the Sixers. Here comes Yabusele. Going to find KJ Martin. Martin going to put it up for two. Cannot get it to go. Rebound here by Jalen Johnson. Johnson with the ball, going to find Bogdanovic with the triple here. Rims out and picked up by Jared McCain. McCain with the triple here, and that's going to come up a little bit short. It'll be rebounded here by the Hawks. Jalen Johnson set to direct the offense here. Set to take control of the offense as he guarded by KJ Martin. Johnson around the screen, dancing, looking, finds man Krejci. Back out to Jalen Johnson. A triple is good for Jalen Johnson. Right as the quarter is about to close, Lowry the triple looking to respond is no good. And that is how the third quarter, ladies and gentlemen, will come to a close. One frame left to play, and it is an 8-point ball game. Going into the fourth quarter, Jalen Johnson with a three-pointer with six seconds remaining only puts the Hawks down by 8. Can the 76ers hold on and get this win here in the preseason, or will the Hawks find a way to come back here in the fourth quarter and win this game? Is the 76ers 75 and the Atlanta Hawks 67 going into the final frame and into the fourth quarter? And I know we're not going to have a lot of people here probably because of the Monday night game tonight between the Bills and the Jets. But hey, at the end of the day, man, it is what it is. I wonder how competitive that Monday night game is right now. I'm just kind of curious. 13-10. Okay, with 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Okay, it's the Bills and the Jets. If you guys don't know who is playing Monday Night Football, just see how that game is just looking as a whole, like statistically. So low key though, like Josh Allen and Aaron Rodgers are kind of in a little bit of a duel right now. All right, who in the world is Ray Davis, number 22 on the Bills? Who in the world is Ray Davis? Because this dude is the team's leading receiver. Okay, a running back is leading the team in receiving right now. That's actually kind of crazy. Never heard of Ray Davis. Like, what? Who would have ever thought that Ray Davis would be leaving the Buffalo Bills receiving room? Like, that's actually kind of crazy. As the fourth quarter is set to get underway, looks like Garrison Matthews, I do believe is what his name is going to check into the game here as well. So the 76ers are also kind of going with about the same lineup. They also brought in Ricky Council, I do believe. As the Atlanta Hawks trying to connect on an alley-oop but cannot do so. Reggie Jackson also has entered the game for the 76ers, and Yabusele nearly airballs the three, but shows the athleticism. But I think they're going to say that either he went out of bounds or the ball went out of bounds as he was trying to put it back into play. So, yeah, in terms of lineup changes, ladies and gentlemen, Trae Young enters the game for Kobe Buffkin, and Garrison Matthews enters the game for Bogdan Bogdanovic. For the 76ers, Ricky Council IV enters the game for Kyle Lowry, and Reggie Jackson enters the game to replace Caleb Martin. Garrison Matthews out in the corner here for three for the Hawks. Cannot get to go. Rebound here by Reggie Jackson. Into the hands of Caleb Martin. Going to find Jared McCain. And that's going to be out of bounds off of the Hawks here. So it's going to stay with the 76ers. And Reggie Jackson will have possession of the basketball. Jackson going to dance. Going to kick it out to Yabusele. Going to find Ricky Council. Council looking. Losing the ball for the moment. Yabusele able to get it back. Out to Reggie Jackson, who launches a dribble from the left wing. Cannot get to go. Rebounding here by Trae Young. Trae Young going to try to find Larry Nance Jr., but that's a turnover here again for Atlanta. And they've had quite a few of them in this game alone. 19 turnovers for the Hawks, by the way. But, dude, like, KJ Martin is actually low-key playing his butt off in this game. Like, I don't even know why KJ Martin's playing so good. Speaking of KJ Martin, he comes through and flushes it for two, using two hands for the jam. So as soon as we start talking about KJ Martin, he actually does something good for once. He was never like this when he played on the 76ers last year. He was never like this. I mean, he's in pretty good shape right now. I'm not even going to lie to you. But with 10:18 remaining here in the first quarter, the 76ers are going to be called for the foul. It's either going to be on Jared McCain or KJ Martin. But either way, it's an inbound pass here for the Atlanta Hawks. Garrison Matthews inbounds here to Jalen Johnson. It looks like this one's going to be a foul called on Jared McCain, the prospect out of Duke. 10:14 remaining in this one. Not to mention Jared McCain being the number 16th pick in the 2024 NBA draft. Here we go. Here come the Hawks. As Trae Young heading back towards the logo, guarded by Ricky Council. Ricky Council locking him up right now as Trae Young spins, looks, puts it up for two, can't get to go. Rebounded by Yabusele. Now in the hands of Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson going to his right, going to find Council, launching a triple. Can't get to go. Rebounded by Yabusele. Yabusele going to find Council again. Council going to find Yabusele. And it's going to be a charge here against Ricky Council. So just like that, the Atlanta Hawks are going to get the ball right back against the Sixers. $9:45 remains here in this one. Trae Young with the ball. Going to find Jalen Johnson. Going to get it over to Trae Young. Trae Young looking. Gets it over to Garrison Matthews. Back over to Trae Young. Back over to Matthews for two. And he banks it home. Garrison Matthews putting it in for two. Both teams also each with 18 points off of turnovers in this one. As Reggie Jackson with the ball, going to find Ricky Council. Going to get over to Jared McCain, over to Martin, over to Council, over to McCain again. Back to Martin, who finds Ricky Council for the three-point shot, which is good. But another foul will be called here. And that's going to be on Garrison Matthews. Reggie Jackson inbounds to KJ Martin. Martin going to kick it out to Council. Out to Yabusele at the top of the key for three. And Gorshan Yabusele gets it to go here for the Philadelphia 76ers. How about Yabu coming back to the NBA? Kobe Buffkin with the ball, going to take it up for two. And with 8:52 remaining, it's actually going to be an offensive foul called on Larry Nance Jr. I don't see where the foul's at, to be completely honest. Like, if anything, I think that's going to be on. Like, I don't see where Larry Nance Jr. foul got called for the foul. I don't even see it. But anyway, 8:44 remains, and we do have another offensive foul called on Reggie Jackson. So the Atlanta Hawks will once again take over the basketball. And here we go. Garrison Matthews with the ball. Going to get over to Larry Nance Jr. Going to find his man. It's going to be Buffkin over to Matthews for three. Cannot get to go. And that's another turnover. As it goes off the top of the backboard and kind of just goes behind it, meaning that it is a turnover for the team that shot the basketball. Here we go. There's Reggie Jackson with the ball. Bring it down the floor. Jackson going to find Jared McCain. Going to get it over to Yabusele. Going to get it over to McCain. McCain going to the left. McCain pump faking. Finds Jackson. Jackson going to try to find KJ Martin, and that's taken away. Here come the Hawks as Vit Krejci gets it over to Versace. Back to Krejci for three, and it's good for Vit Krejci. Vit Krejci trying to get the Hawks back in this preseason battle between these two Eastern Conference teams. KJ Martin with the ball, going to get over to Ricky Council. Council looking, dancing, trying to put the defenders on ice skates. And a foul is going to be called on Kobe Buffkin. And the former 76ers draft pick, David Roddy, has entered the game to replace Zachary Versace. And Jared McCain lays it up. Cannot get to go. But Kobe Buffkin will be called for the foul. And now David Roddy will enter the game for the Atlanta Hawks. Before he did not. But until that foul, he was just standing by the review tables. But now he is in the game. But David Roddy is in. Former 76ers draft pick, by the way, if you guys don't know. If you guys know, you know. And here comes Yabusele with the flush. Gorshan Yabusele again. Welcome back to the NBA, sir. Here we are. Larry Nance Jr. with the ball. Going to get over to Buffkin, who tried to get back to Larry Nance Jr., but will be fouled on the play by KJ Martin. And that's the one thing that I'm afraid of that's going to bring down KJ Martin's trade value. That's really what I'm afraid of, ladies and gentlemen. It's just the fact that the amount of times that this guy fouls in order to be used as a trade chip, the amount of fouls that this guy can cost you on your floor, it's just going to hurt, especially at times where it's going to be crunch time for you. But Larry Nance Jr. is set to shoot the 2 free throws. First one at the line is no good. Second one at the line for Larry Nance Jr. is good this time. That will put the Hawks at 5 of 9 from the free throw line, to the 76ers being 10 of 14. Here's Reggie Jackson on the ball, going to find Yabusele. Yabusele out to the rookie. McCain in the corner for 3, and Jared McCain puts it in. Big time shot from the rookie out of Duke in the corner. Standing there being wide open off the assist from KJ Martin. Buffkin with the ball, going to drive, going to lay it up for 2, cannot get to go. Rebounded by David Roddy. The former 76ers draft pick gets over to Garrison Matthews, launching a triple, cannot get it to go. Rebounded by Reggie Jackson. Here come the Sixers. Jackson looking. Jackson set to kick it out. Finds KJ Martin. Martin looking. Martin going to find Council. Council, a deep 3. You better believe it. Ricky Council the 4th, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Ricky Council the 4th, hoping to get a good amount of playing time for this team. And another timeout called here by Quinn Snyder. But good shot right there by Ricky Council the 4th. I want to see that from him, especially for him to take that next step. I really want to see that from Ricky Council this season when the season starts up next week. But the score, ladies and gentlemen, with less than 6.5 minutes remaining here in the game, is 88-73, favoring your Philadelphia 76ers on the road. Yeah, guys, not too many people came up in here, but you know what? That's okay at the end of the day. I mean, it's just a preseason game. But guys, like I said earlier in this live stream, hopefully we will be back. I mean, I can't do the next preseason game because I have to work that day. I hope to be back for the game on Friday, though, for the final preseason game. I do believe that's against the Orlando Magic, if I recall. I do believe that is against the Orlando Magic. And I'm correct in that statement, okay? So, yeah, that game will be against the Orlando Magic, 7 p.m. Eastern. I hope to stream that game and get a second preseason game in for the 76ers. I hope to stream that game. I do have something going on like right before that, about 5:30. So Again, I hope to stream that game. It's not going to be a guarantee. Just don't be surprised if you guys do not see a live stream out there for Sixers and Magic for the preseason, for the final preseason game, I should say. As the game is right back on here, missed shot by the Hawks, rebounded here by the 76ers. Here comes Jared McCain. McCain with the ball, going to find Council, going to get it over to Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson, the step back three. A little too strong, and that's actually going to be an air ball and a turnover here for the 76ers. And the ball is going to be given right back here to the Atlanta Hawks. Here we go. V. Krejci with the ball, going to get over to number 4 here. Drawing a blank on the name, but V. Krejci going to score the bucket here. Off the assist from Kobe Buffkin, I should say. Here we go. Jared McCain with the ball. McCain going to get it over to Reggie Jackson. Or not Reggie Jackson, that's Ricky Council, I should say. And Jared McCain's going to put up for 2, cannot get to go. Rebound here by David Roddy. Roddy going to bring it down the floor. Going to get over to V. Krejci. Krejci going to get over to Buffkin. Buffkin guarded by Reggie Jackson. Buffkin going to put up for 2, and a tough shot over the veteran Reggie Jackson. Tough shot right there, though, from Kobe Buffkin over the veteran Reggie Jackson. That was actually a really nice shot. Outside 5 minutes remaining here. Jared McCain going to go to his right. McCain going to flip it back to Yabusele. Yabusele going to find KJ Martin, and it's too easy. And KJ Martin is going to flush that down with 2 grown man hands for the jam. And less than 5 minutes remain, and the 76ers will be up by 13 over the Hawks. Buffkin trying to put it up there for 2, cannot get to go. Rebounding here by the Sixers. Here comes Council. Council going to put it up for 2, cannot get it to go. Rebounding here by Atlanta, and here comes Roddy down the other end. Roddy looking, guarded by Yabusele. Roddy going to drive, going to put it up for 2. It's no good. Rebounded by Gorshan Yabusele. We'll put it now into the hands of Reggie Jackson this time. And a timeout called here by Nick Nurse to talk things over. 76ers being up by 13 over the Atlanta Hawks with 4 minutes and 18 seconds remaining here in this third to last preseason game before the NBA season officially gets underway. But yeah, guys, we shall see if the 76ers can come away with this preseason W. By the way, just so you guys know, the 76ers are, as of right now, 1-2 in the preseason. The Atlanta Hawks have only played 1 preseason game coming into tonight's game. And they ended up winning that game that they have played. In which who the Atlanta Hawks even play to only be 1-0? They got to have a couple back-to-backs in here, right? No, they only have 4 preseason games, and this is their second one. They got a slight win over the Indiana Pacers, 131-130 in their first preseason game, and they only have 2 preseason games left after this. So they're playing 3 preseason games in a span of 4 days, starting with this one tonight against the 76ers. I was like, how in the world are the Atlanta Hawks only 1-0 in the preseason? Turns out they only have 4 preseason games. But 90 to 77 is your score here in the fourth quarter, ladies and gentlemen, with 4:18 left to go here in this one. 76ers lead the Hawks here by 13, looking to come away with another preseason W. But hey, I'm honestly really impressed with this team. Like, that's all we're here to do when it comes to preseason coverage, ladies and gentlemen. It's just to see what this team can do mathematically when they all step onto the court. Like, Maxine and Kelly Oubre both did their job tonight. Yabusele stepped up fantastically, by the way. Put up a double-double off the bench. KJ Martin also looked fantastic, boosting up that trade value. And Jared McCain going to put it up for 2 here, cannot get to go. Rebound here by the Hawks. And we see a Dem Bona enter the game for the first time. Jeff Down Jr. and Justin Edwards are also in this game. So kind of getting down to the scrubs here. As Justin Edwards with the ball, going to find his way to the cup and puts it up and in for 2. Justin Edwards finding his way. Buffkin with the ball here for the Hawks. Going to get over to David Roddy. Roddy going to find his man. Garrison Matthews launching a triple. Cannot get it to go. Rebounding here by Justin Edwards. Going to find Jeff Doughton Jr. Doughton finds his man. It's going to be Jared McCain. McCain from the top of the key. McCain working. McCain finding his way. Puts it up to the cup and puts it in. Says, get out of my way. To Mohamed Goye. I think that's how his name is pronounced. I'm pretty sure. Garrison Matthews with the ball. Going to find his man Buffkin out to Veet Krejci for 3. And good shot right there from Veet Krejci. I mean, Veet Krejci is another one of those role players that can be really solid for your team. But Ricky Council to inbound here to Jeff Doughton Jr. And the 76ers will bring it down the floor here with less than 3 minutes remaining in this one. Doughton with the ball. Going to find Jared McCain. McCain looking, spinning, trying to get it up there for 2 and will be fouled in shooting motion thanks to Mohamed Goye. So 2 more free throws coming here for Jared McCain. The rookie out of Duke set to take 2 free throws here. First one at the line for Jared McCain is good. Second one at the line for Jared McCain is true. And the 76ers will go up by 16 over the Atlanta Hawks at this point. 2:47 remaining in this one. Buffkin with the ball going to his left. Around Jeff Doughton Jr. battling against Bona, and Bona denies it all. Goye trying to get up there, and again, another denied play made right there by Adem Bona. Here comes McCain, who tries to put it up for 2. Gets denied at the rim. Finds Justin Edwards, though, who passes it, and it's another turnover. Veet Krejci with the ball, though, kicking it out. And another foul is going to be called with 2:13 remaining, and this one's going to be against Adem Bona. And Mohamed Goye going to go ahead and step to the line here to shoot 2. First one to the line for Goye is good. Second one to the line for Mohamed Goye is no good. And the 76ers will take over possession of the basketball. Here comes Jeff Doughton Jr. going to the right. Going to find his man. It's going to be Justin Edwards. He's going to kick it out to Ricky Council. Council going to the right. Looking. Finds his man. It's Bona. Bona battling. Working the paint. Cannot get to go. Rebounded by Garrison Matthews. Here comes Buffkin. Going to lob it up to Goye. Goye out to Krejci. I do believe. Or rather, that's Garrison Matthews. Now, or no, Krejci's 27 and Garrison Matthews is 24. Garrison Matthews missed the original 3, but David Roddy puts it back for 2. Edwards for 3. And how about Justin Edwards? Oh, my. Justin Edwards putting one in for 3. That's what I'm talking about. But here we go. Buffkin with the ball, going to get over to Goye. Back over to Buffkin. Buffkin going to kick it out to David Roddy. Roddy going to kick it out to Buffkin. Launching a triple. No good. Not even remotely close. Goye gets the rebound to Garrison Matthews for 3. And how about Garrison Matthews? That's a tough shot right there. Especially when you're off balance. You got to give credit where credit's due, especially to shots like that. Doughton gets over to Council. Launching from distance. And oh my. Launching from Steph Curry range goes Ricky Council the 4th. Oh, yeah. Here we go. About 45 seconds remaining in this one. Putting up a shot for 2 for the Hawks. It's no good. Rebounded by the Sixers. Here comes Jared McCain. McCain going to finger roll it up. Can't get it to go. Gets his own rebound and puts it right back in. And the 76ers are going to come away with a victory in this one over the Atlanta Hawks. There's David Roddy with the pass here. It's over to Goye. Over to Buffkin. Going to find David Roddy for 3. And David Roddy puts one in. Again, the former 76er putting one in for 3. And that's going to pretty much do it as your Philadelphia 76ers officially defeat the Atlanta Hawks in this one. And we'll move up to 2-2 at that in the preseason. But just get another big-time win here in this one over the Atlanta Hawks by a final score of 104-89. Like I said, ladies and gents, it really doesn't matter for the sake of wins or losses. It's just to see what this team can give us when the regular season comes around. And again, like I said, I got a lot of confidence in this team. I just got to see it out on the field. Or not out on the field. I should say out on the court, because that's what they play on. They play on the basketball court, not the basketball field. Like, that just doesn't make any sense. Like, I got to see it out on the court, but I really do have high hopes in this team this year. Now knowing that Joel Embiid does not have to go out and have a really extremely historic season, and now that he has 2 other options on the team in Tyrese Maxey and Paul George, Embiid doesn't have to be the top guy for every single game. Like, that's what I love about the acquisition of getting Paul George on this team. You got to love it that you got to have they have another star alongside Maxey and Embiid to accompany Joel Embiid and to be that second or third option. Like, that's what I love about that acquisition right there. Then you got other players that played scrappy and did step up for y'all. In this one, Kelly Oubre was one of those guys. KJ Martin did his job trying to bring up that trade value. Jared McCain, he looked solid. I'll give Jared McCain his props. I mean, he looked solid off the bench. I think Jared McCain could receive some solid minutes this season for his rookie year. And then Gorshon Yabusele, oh my lord, this guy. We're talking about the guy that has not played in the NBA in 5 years, and this guy looks like he picked up right where he left off and has not missed a beat. 10 points and 11 rebounds is nasty work. I mean, Kelly Oubre just kind of had an okay performance. Same thing with Tyrese. But we already know those guys were not going to receive a lot of playing time, to say the least, though. But yeah, we really didn't see too much action tonight from Paul George. I mean, they already know he's going to be a starter on the team, obviously, because they paid him so much money. So they decided to go ahead and sit Paul George and only play him 12 minutes in this one. And just a few minutes ago, less than 15 minutes ago, ladies and gentlemen, got a report from Gina Mazzella of the Philadelphia Inquirer saying that Paul George was diagnosed with a left knee hyperextension after exiting Monday's preseason game against the Hawks. So basically what that means, ladies and gentlemen, is that with Paul George's knee just bothering him a little bit more, he kind of got away with it low-key of having to get surgery. So Paul George is going to be just fine for the for hopefully the regular season opener. So I think personally they're just gonna. I think personally they just rest in the last two games and then have them get ready for next week when the 76ers kick off their regular season against the Milwaukee Bucks. Like a lot of good to take away from this game. Like, you had players stepping up when they needed to. Kelly Oubre had a solid performance today. Tyrese Maxey didn't have the greatest, but didn't have the worst performance I've ever seen from Tyrese. KJ Martin stepped up for y'all. Yabusele stepped up for y'all. Jared McCain stepped up today. I'm just going to kind of make it like a quick analysis, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to go through all the stats like we typically do on the channel. But since this is just because it's preseason, and honestly, this is just all about seeing who can step up for the team more. You know what I mean? This is just all about seeing who will step up, who will contribute, what will everybody do. It's all that good stuff, man. Yeah, like Ricky Council came in, did his part. No, we didn't really see too much from Reggie Jackson and Jeff Doughton Jr. Kyle Lowry did his thing, just 5 points for Kyle Lowry off the bench. I mean, he really wasn't going to do much. I mean, he's getting up there in age anyway, so he's really regressing at this point. We didn't get to see too much of a Dembona. Caleb Martin only with 7 points off the bench. Justin Edwards with 5 points. But Yabusele and KJ Martin were definitely the leaders of this team off the bench. And then Maxey and Kelly Oubre were the leaders for the starters. Eric Gordon did solid, I thought. I thought he did pretty well out there, especially on the shooting aspect. I thought Andre Drummond actually did really well. I know the three-point shot was not how he wanted it to go in this preseason game. But hey, he only played 24 minutes. I'm cool with that. He's probably going to get those type of minutes when it comes to the regular season, or maybe a little bit less. Somewhere around 20 minutes, I think, is where they're going to stand with Andre Drummond. And then, like I said, Paul George, they only played him for not that much time. They didn't give him that many minutes, but it was just a hyperextension for Paul George, so like nothing necessary, like no surgery, nothing like that. Now, if that was in the NFL, though, then that's a different story. Because then if it's in the NFL, it is 10 times worse. Trust me on that. One thing I will say, the 76ers definitely do need to clean up going into the next game is 100% the turnovers. Like, you cannot have this many turnovers. How many did they have by the end of this game? No way the 76ers finished with just 12 turnovers. They're saying they just finished the game with 12 turnovers? No, that can't be true, right? Huh? I don't recall both teams finishing this game with 12 turnovers. Guys, give me 1 second. So, yeah, guys, like I said, the 76ers, like, the one thing I need to see them clean up is just these turnovers, man. They had 19 turnovers in this game. Like, when it comes to the NBA, when you're going up against real NBA caliber competition, you have to be better than that with those turnovers. Like, you can't be getting sloppy like that. Because otherwise, it's going to cost you badly. I don't know what's going on with the ESPN scoreboard saying that both teams finished the game with 12 turnovers. Like, that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous right there. Yeah, I thought the team shot overall very well from the field, 45.8%. Same thing with from 3-point range. I thought that that the team did okay. From there, 37.5%, 71.4% from the charity stripe, 28 rebounds, which again, that's not bad. That's not bad overall, but like when your starters are going to come in, you got to be able to rebound the basketball. And Drummond and Andre Drummond's there for you. Korshan Yabusele is there for you. But you got to rely on some other guys to go ahead and pick up some rebounds. Assists they did solid with. Steals and blocks, I was actually really happy with how they handled the game defensively. I was actually really happy with how they handled that. They got to the paint for a good solid amount. 24 points in the paint. Unless if this scoreboard is just like completely off, I'm just going based off of what's on here. And again, not too many foul calls actually, which you know what? I'll take it. Not too many foul calls. But guys, again, prayers up for Paul George in the chat. Apparently, for whatever reason, he hyperextended his knee. So I really hope that Paul George is not out for a couple months. I hope he's just out for just a little bit of time. Like, definitely rest Paul George these last 2 games. Definitely do so. I'm not sure how long it's going to take for Paul George to get back. I really don't know how long it's going to take for Paul George to get back onto the court, but hopefully not too much time. Because when it comes to like the nitty-gritty games, we're going to need Paul George. We're going to need all 3 of the 3-headed monster between Paul George, Tyrese Maxey, and Joel Embiid to all be playing at the same time together. We're definitely going to need Paul George when those games come around on the schedule. But yeah, ladies and gents, just thought I'd come on here, do the 76ers preseason game today. I don't know if we'll be doing the game on Friday. I mean, my schedule is very tight. Especially with me having something going on at 5:30. So again, I will see what time I get home from that. And then we will just kind of go from there. We'll just kind of play it by ear. Yeah, at the end of the day, ladies and gents, again, I just thought to come on here, stream the 76ers preseason game, just kind of get back into the swing of calling these games. Again, I know we were a little bit rusty on the calls tonight, but hey, they can only get better from here, I hope. But at the end of the day, ladies and gents, that's pretty much all I got. I really don't have too much else. Shout out to the people that were just kind of like sticking through. I know we didn't have too many tonight, probably because of the Monday Night Football game between the Jets and the Bills. Speaking of which, let's just see how that game's going because I'm just kind of curious. So it's still 20-17 favoring the Buffalo Bills with 11:55 remaining here in the third quarter. So that game's actually a good game right now, to say the least. So yeah, a lot of people were probably watching that game for the reason why we did not have that many people up in here. But again, it's just a preseason game. I definitely think these numbers are going to go up as the season progresses. As we get into the regular season, the amount of viewers that we are going to have are going to continue to go up, I think, every single game. And when we don't have Monday Night Football games or any football on in general, we have these types of games instead, where we can hopefully have a lot more people to interact with. But yeah, guys, like I said, but hold up. Because I know it's just a preseason game. I get it. But with the 76ers winning, ladies and gentlemen, I got to do it. Music producer, run it for the one time, man. Just go ahead and do it, music producer, just for the one time. Play the song. Sorry, guys. I did not mean to go ahead and run that twice. I forgot I had the StreamYard still on the loop mode, man. Completely forgot I had it still on that mode. But I'm not sure what's going on with that song with all the technical difficulties and some of that crap. So try to see if we can get it figured out before the next game. Because you already know we got to play the song at the end of every 76ers win. Whether if it's preseason, regular season, postseason, who cares? We're going to find a way to play that song. I hope it's going to be better than that. Although, let me just listen to it actually on the YouTube side, see how it turned out. Okay, so never mind, guys. So it's going to be fine on the YouTube side, but looks like with the StreamYard side, it's going to be a little bit shaky. I'll see if I can figure things out. I'm not sure if it's just the headphones or what it is that's impacting it on the StreamYard side, but you guys are good on the YouTube side in terms of the song being played. But again, shout out to everyone that came through, ladies and gents. I know we did not have a lot of people in here, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. But we got as many people in here as we could, and hopefully these numbers only skyrocket from here. And we are able to continue to grind it out on this channel with the play-by-plays. Again, we're going to try to do as many as we possibly can. We're hoping to do over 40, which I know that's not a lot, but listen, man, I can't help it. Between work, for me, for the most part, mainly just work overall, especially with the times that these games do start, it's really hard to stream these games. But like I said, we're going to do as many as we can and hope to get a big audience in here. Hopefully get some new people up in here. But on that note, ladies and gents, that's pretty much going to go ahead and do it for me here in this one. Be sure to like and subscribe if you guys have not done so, ladies and gents. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace out. The 76ers win. Let's go. Peace, everybody. Have a great rest of your night. God bless and peace.